70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City. This is KSL News Radio, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good morning. KSL News Time, 5 o'clock. This is Utah's Morning News. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
And I'm Amanda Dixon. KSL's top story this hour.
Today is Utah's primary election day, but it's too late to put a ballot in the mail.
You have until 8 o'clock tonight to get your ballot in the hands of a county clerk through a drop box or by voting in person. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with details. Adam?
Amanda, this is officially Utah's first midterm primary election without an election day postmark law. The legislature just changed the old law, allowing ballots to be counted so long as the post office marked the ballot by election day. But now for your ballot to be counted, it must be in the hands of your county clerk by 8 o'clock tonight. This means you need to be in line to vote in person or in line to drop off your ballot at a drop box by 8 o'clock tonight for that vote to count. This year, you will also see a new line on your ballot's return envelope if you're getting ready to drop that off at a drop box, where you're going to be asked to write the last 4 digits of your driver's license, state ID, or social security number. But don't worry too much about that this year, as it's not going to be a hard requirement to write that until 2029. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
So far, less than 20% of Utah voters have turned in a ballot for this primary election. The state elections director tells KSL he expects voter turnout to rise to the mid-30% range by the time polls close tonight. He says primaries do tend to have a lower voter turnout than the general election, so this is not too different from what we normally see.
KSL's top national stories this hour. Vice President J.D. Vance is returning to the U.S. after the first few days of negotiations with Iran, and he's optimistic about the progress being made. That includes an agreement to completely open the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Justin Fischel has been following the negotiations.
Iran did get some things up front. They get to sell their oil on the global market right away. That is a big deal. And then it said the U.S. would help set up a fund with Gulf nations to rebuild Iran's infrastructure from the damage done during the war. And that fund will be $300 billion.
Another key part of the talks includes Iran allowing UN nuclear inspectors back into the country again.
More trouble for the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C.
President Trump saying it must be drained immediately for repairs, just weeks after a $16 million renovation project wrapped up.
It's not a lot of damage, but we'll probably have to let the water out and refix it.
The pool has been a pet project for the president, personally going there to tout the work.
It's going to look better than it did in 1922 when it was built.
But not long after it was repainted and refilled with water, algae spreading, turning the pool green, and that new paint peeling right off the bottom.
ABC's Olivia Rubin reporting.
A former corrections officer is spending time in custody after investigators say he handcuffed his wife during an argument. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis joins us live. Brianna?
Amanda, James Simoon told the judge he had been using the handcuffs exactly how he was taught to try and keep things peaceful when his wife was trying to hit him. KSL reports the judge said using handcuffs in the middle of a heated argument is not what would be advised. Simoon had previously been a corrections officer at the Uintah County Jail. He pled no contest. In the plea agreement, it says at some point in November 2025, he had pushed his wife to the ground in front of 3 children and had one of them get the handcuffs and questioned her for 20 minutes. He will spend the next 31 days in home confinement, then be on probation for 18 months. Live, Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
A Texas man is facing multiple felony charges accused of running a large-scale auto insurance fraud scheme here in Utah. KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman has the story.
Carlos Garcia Gonzalez was charged yesterday with insurance fraud, communications fraud, identity fraud, forgery, and other felony offenses after police say he acted as a so-called ghost broker. They say Garcia would pose as a licensed insurance agent and collected payments from customers for non-existent policies, earning more than $80,000. At the same time, they say the 38-year-old was defrauding 3 different insurance companies by submitting fake information to make changes to other people's policies. According to arrest documents, Garcia admitted to making the phone calls to change the policies to lower the account holders' premiums. He then said he'd collect tips from the account holders. Police say that ultimately cost insurance companies more than $800,000. Reagan Edelman, KSL News Radio.
First look traffic now, and here is Cormac Bone. Oh, it's Cameron. I'm sorry, Cameron.
No, that's no problem at all. Well, we got a little bit of early slowing this morning coming out of Parley's Canyon on I-80, but if you're on I-15, it's smooth sailing from Provo to Ogden in either direction. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Security checkpoints are showing up at local festivals. South Ogden Days this past weekend was fenced off and only had 2 entrances where people had to get scanned by metal detectors and have their bags checked before entering.
It was both just sort of cautionary and preventative because of the times where we're in at the moment.
That's event manager Danielle Bendinelli, and she says it helped them maintain park rules like no alcohol, dogs, or weapons. And she thinks they'll probably continue doing this in the future.
Well, the NBA draft is tonight, and the Utah Jazz are getting ready to make their pick. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
The Jazz have the 2nd overall pick in the first round. That's the highest they've had in a while. Back in 2025, they had the 5th pick, and that's how they got Ace Bailey. A.J. Debonsa, Darren Peterson, and Cameron Boozer are expected to go in the first 3 picks of the first round. But who will join the Utah Jazz? The team will be holding a watch party tonight for free. It'll be at the shops at Southtown Mall in the Northeast parking lot. That starts at 5 p.m. And yesterday, the team even teased a special guest.
What's up, Jazz fans? Ace here, and I will be attending the draft party tomorrow at Southtown Mall. Come check it out. Glad to see you guys.
Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
The Utah Jazz organization is also investing more in youth basketball, and they've created an organization aimed specifically at girls.
The Lady Notes basketball organization hopes to make it easier for girls to play hoops.
I'm trying to manipulate the calendar so that the Bantam kids and club kids aren't playing the same night so they can pick or choose. Because right now they're both getting on the same night, so kids have to pick or choose one way or the other. Where if we can put them one night of the week and the other one the other night of the week, it helps them.
Lady Notes basketball director Amber Whiting says right now basketball is losing girls to other sports like volleyball and soccer. She hopes that if girls have more opportunities to bond and play together, they'll be more interested in staying on the court. Don Brinkerhoff, KSL News Radio.
Well, we start off with traffic moving pretty well, despite some flashing lights over on I-80 going through Lambs Canyon area. We'll check your commute coming up next.
I'm really interested to hear about how your parents talk to you at home, and how do you think they can kind of break through to you?
It's just to talk about. It's just seriously it's going to be awkward at first, but if you keep repeating it over and over again, it's just going to feel natural.
Keep going, and soon we'll just be able to talk about it.
Talking about mental health with your teens is the power of we in action. Visit intermountainhealth.org/teen mental health.
Mom and Dad used to argue about everything, especially about Dad's drinking. It drove me crazy. It got so bad, I couldn't do my homework. I couldn't concentrate. I absolutely refused to let any of my friends come to our house for any reason. I would have been humiliated if anyone found out how much my dad drank and how loud my mom screamed at him. My family went from totally crazy to quiet, calm, and even peaceful. The only thing that happened is my mom started going to Al-Anon family groups. Her relationship with my dad really changed. I asked Mom if she would take me to her Al-Anon meetings or to Alateen. I wanted to see if I could have a better relationship with my dad. I'm sure glad I did. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon or Alateen family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-ALANON or go to alanon.org.
Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, a gripping new podcast about a serial killer you've probably never heard of, Warren Forrest.
If he had dumped two, you would have thought maybe there's another one.
But now a witness, identified in the podcast, could lead investigators to Jamie Grissom. Binge Stolen Voices of Dole Valley wherever you get your podcasts and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the latest breaking news in the case.
KSL News Times 5:09. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the night. Brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Let's go into the traffic center this morning in Cameron Elliott.
Well, that dreaded I-80 repaving project is back, and we've got some early slowdowns if you're coming westbound out of Parley's Canyon right now on I-80. Right now, it's only a small patch of slowing, but that may continue to grow through the morning. Over in Tooele County, things are getting a little slow if you're headed northbound on SR 36 on the approach to I-80. I-15, though, smooth sailing from Provo to downtown in both directions. Cormac?
Same story for Weber and Davis counties. I-15, no delays from Brigham City all the way into Salt Lake. We're not even seeing some buildups at the gates into Hill Air Force Base. The South Gate and SR 193 looking clean and clear. I'm Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Calling for highs in the mid-90s today, mostly sunny and smoky. Overnight, 67 hazy. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to get a little bit breezy with a chance for thunderstorms and a high of 98. Partly cloudy 93 by Thursday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now, let's see where we are. 70 degrees downtown. Music in a minute, coming up in a minute here on KSL News Radio.
Streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
911, tell me exactly what happened.
My son and his wife and their 2 children haven't responded.
Susan Powell disappeared on a snowy morning in 2009.
And I said, Josh, where are you? You need to get home.
And her husband will never be held accountable.
Your wife is missing, Josh.
Yeah,
but you want to think about it for a couple of days?
I'd had this overwhelming feeling that he had done something to her already.
I'm Dave Cawley, host of the podcast Cold.
Then he starts making phone calls to Susan's phone.
Hello, Susan. We are on our way back.
It's the deepest of deep dives into this tragic tale of abuse.
Where was Josh when Susan disappeared?
I don't know. Of one mother's desperate attempt to escape.
This is me, covering all my bases.
Help prevent it from happening again.
Our focus has and continues to be finding Susan.
Listen and learn by following Cold wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Grandma. What's for dinner?
Hey, honey, I'm making stew tonight.
Ooh, can Nina come over?
I'm not sure about our new friend. I wonder if there's been any drinking going on. Alcohol at her age can lead to so many bad things. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
This is hard. She's so young, but I know I need to talk to her about it now before someone tries to give her alcohol.
If anyone ever does offer you a drink, I want you to say no. I have too much respect for my family, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Really?
I promise, Grandma. I love you too.
Okay, how about tasting this stew and telling me what you think?
Some children may try alcohol as young as 9 years old. It's not too early to talk about drinking. For tips on how to begin the conversation, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
KSL News Time, 5:14. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
it's primary election day, and if you have not already sent your ballot back in the mail, it is too late. You have until 8 o'clock tonight to leave it in a drop box or vote in person. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, the NBA draft is tonight, and the Utah Jazz have a draft watch party taking place at the Shops at Southtown.
Third, traffic and weather together.
Got some early slowing coming out of Parley's Canyon westbound on I-80, and if you're headed south, those wildfires have some road restrictions in place between Goshen and Silver City. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hot and smoky today with a chance for storms tomorrow. I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, partly cloudy, 71 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.
KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Vice President J.D. Vance is back in Washington following talks with Iran over the 60-day ceasefire. He says progress was made on discussions, including a promise to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Here's ABC's Justin Fischel in Washington.
President Trump said basically this squeezing of the strait is working. Economically, we can't do this anymore. He said, I don't want to be known as the Herbert Hoover presidency. Herbert Hoover was the Great Depression. Trump is saying, without saying it directly, the economic pressure is working. He wanted a way out, and he wanted a deal.
Iran also saying it will allow nuclear inspectors back into the country in exchange for a sanctions waiver on the sale of Iranian oil. Here's ABC security consultant Colonel Steve Ganyard.
It'll pump billions and billions of dollars into this Iranian regime that we don't know what its future looks like. We don't know, are they really going to come in and join the world community, or are they going to be the same old Iran that we had before, feeding their proxies to sow dissent around the world?
The Pentagon is readying to ask Congress for roughly $80 billion to cover the cost of the war. President Trump today heading to Pennsylvania, where he will visit a Mack truck facility near Allentown. There's a red alert over much of France as millions of people there and across Europe swelter through a major heat wave. Paris expected it at 100 degrees for the next 4 days. A driver in Houston says his car made him do it, but Tesla's disputing the man's account, blaming autopilot for a deadly crash.
Investigators say 44-year-old Michael Butler has told them that his Tesla Model 3 was in self-driving mode when it accelerated down a suburban street and crashed into a house, killing the 76-year-old woman inside. Tesla's vice president of Autopilot posted on X that Butler had manually overridden the self-driving mode and had accelerated to 73 miles per hour before the accident.
ABC's Jim Ryan in Dallas. Primaries today in New York, South Carolina, Utah, and Maryland. You're listening to ABC News.
Joseph McCrail Badup, an Australian professional air conditioner cleaner and honorary town crier, has been recognized as the world's loudest person.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! My lords, my ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canberra!
Guinness World Records acknowledged the 58-year-old Canberra resident recorded the loudest ever shout by an individual. He yelled at 122.4 decibels.
My voice was shot for the next couple of days as well. It was husky. It was terrible.
That broke the previous record of 121.7 decibels set by a Northern Ireland school teacher in 1994.
I'm glad to know that it's not me that's the loudest person ever.
Hey, I'm John Smith from 103.5 The Arrow, and I've got your music in a minute. Well, I will be the first to admit that I was wrong about Rod Stewart. After Stewart canceled a recent performance only to show up at a World Cup match, many, including me, questioned his commitment to the stage. But it was right here in Utah last week that Stewart had to grab a toot from an oxygen bottle after nearly fainting on stage. Then joked, "Would you mind if I sat down for this one?" People cheered, and at 81 years old, it's pretty hardcore, man. By the way, thanks to our very own Jeff Kaplan for tipping me off to that one. zone. San Antonio's mayor calling for the cancellation of a planned Kanye West show on July 4th. Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones said the city should not host artists with a history of anti-Semitic remarks, especially on Independence Day. And finally, is Taylor Swift a CIA operative? Yeah, this is a trending topic. Following Metallica's Kirk Hammett wearing a t-shirt featuring Taylor Swift alongside the phrase, "Taylor Swift is a CIA psyop." Even though it's clearly meant as a joke, the shirt did not land well with Swifties, who lit up social media. But here's the thing. The next day, Kirk Hammett fell off stage while performing at a Metallica show. Perhaps Tay-Tay is more powerful than we imagined. That is your music in a minute or so here on KSL News Radio. I'm John Smith reporting.
He learned what many have learned. You don't mess with the Swifties.
Yeah, that's right.
KSL News Time 5:19. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Cameron Elliott.
You got some slowing on westbound I-80 as you come out of Parley's Canyon due to a repaving project, bringing things down to just one lane. We're looking at some of that early congestion too over on northbound SR36 and Lake Point on the approach to I-80, but I-15 from Provo to downtown still looking good while we wait for that kick of rush hour. Cormac?
Roadways through Weber and Davis County also looking really good in this early Tuesday morning. No major delays on I-15 from Brigham City all the way down to Salt Lake. And if you take the West Davis corridor, Legacy Highway, or even Highway 89 right now, moving at freeway speeds. I'm Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. You got a 96 today, mostly sunny and hazy. We'll keep wildfire smoke in the forecast tomorrow, 98, breezy, and a chance for thunderstorms that could produce microburst winds. 93, partly cloudy skies on Thursday, just a 20% chance for a pop-up. Mostly sunny, 96 on Friday, windy. More strong winds expected on Saturday, mostly cloudy, 40% chance for a shower, and 82. Winds continue into Sunday, partly cloudy, 72, and then it's 75 on Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now it's 72 degrees downtown. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. So you excited for the draft tonight, Andy?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wish it was a little easier because, I don't want to get my hopes up that somehow A.J. Debonsa will go to the Jazz.
But he could.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sitting here in this limbo that I have to wait until 6 o'clock
Is that really who
tonight.
you want more so than the other two guys?
I want whoever's going to help the Jazz win the championship.
Yeah.
I hope it's AJ, and if he comes to the
He was
Jazz.
fun to watch at BYU, and we have an attachment to him, and he wants to be
the
here.
kind of thing you think about is not just, they have to go to whoever drafts them.
Yeah.
But do they want to stay here after that first contract is up? That's
Yeah.
always going to be.
We'd really like to
sadly
build.
or not. That's always going to be the question here
Yeah.
in Utah.
Right.
And so, I hope.
Right.
Whoever we get, I hope we go to in the playoffs next year. Start those runs to the championship.
Do you go to the summer league games up at the U?
I don't, only because usually they're in the evening and it's just
not as interesting.
Well, no, I got to get up early for work.
Yeah. Well, you do a lot of things in the evening.
No,
Andy.
I know, and that's for work usually. So
Yeah.
if I was assigned to go there to cover it, I might.
Yeah. Lots of interesting stuff coming
but
up.
I try to watch them sometimes.
Yeah, I think they're fun to see the prospects and watch who comes to town.
Yeah, well, that's when we discovered that Ace Bailey was going to turn out to be pretty good, and Walker Kessler.
Right. Lots of good basketball news, and we'll be following it for you here on KSL News Radio.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Right now, luxury has a new address. Jerry Seiner Cadillac in Salt Lake is your destination for the Cadillacs everyone's talking about. Experience the all-electric Cadillac Lyriq. Discover the all-new Cadillac Optic. And shop an outstanding selection of certified pre-owned Cadillacs, inspected and backed by Cadillac standards. New, certified, electric, luxury, all in one place. Visit Jerry Seiner Cadillac today. JerrySeinerCadillac.com.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Walt Phillips right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Walt is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Walt's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. We're watching gas prices here in Utah. They're slowly falling. Right now, the average price per gallon is $4.04. AAA reports nationally, the average price is $3.92.
I just looked over at where oil is trading. I haven't been paying attention while I was on vacation. We're at $73 a barrel.
It's gone down a bit.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Bath & Body Works is teaming up with Ulta Beauty in the hope to boost sales for both companies. Bath & Body Works' signature scents will soon be available in Ulta stores. That includes their perfumes, hand soaps, and candles.
AI is being used to find love. AP reports more people are using chatbots to draft messages to potential matches and interpret messages they receive. Some are calling it the new ultimate dating coach.
So my AI likes your AI, but will I like you?
It's the modern day Cyrano, right?
I guess so. All right, let's get a look at your money at this moment. Where did we close yesterday? Let me check that first. The Dow closed up 141, but the S&P and NASDAQ both closed down. The S&P was down 27. The NASDAQ closed down 351. So this morning, the futures are headed down. The NASDAQ futures, wow. Look at this. The NASDAQ futures are headed down 822 points. That is almost 3%. That's just the futures. What's going on with the NASDAQ?
Drop on that? That's a good question.
The Dow futures down 272, which is 0.5%, and the S&P down 101, which is 1 4/10%.
Yeesh. Well, the roadways, we got some slowing coming out of Parley's Canyon on I-80. Plus, we've got traffic, some flashing lights over on the right side of westbound I-80 near Lambs Canyon. We'll check your commute next.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately. Broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
I thought those were good for me.
What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Everything to my back is dark.
High in the alpine wilderness.
Really ugly clouds coming over from the north.
A place
the ridgeline is imposing the escarpments, the drops.
Where survival,
it's dark now, I have nothing,
is never certain.
This is not good.
My name's Dave Cawley, and I'm the host of a podcast called Uinta Triangle. It's about the disappearance of an Australian hiker named Eric.
Our conclusion and that of the sheriff is that the mountains have decided to keep him.
Come retrace Eric's footprints with me.
You have done this walk too, but this is your backyard. Did he really make a wrong turn, or did he decide that he was done?
He is not the first or last person to vanish in this remote region.
It was haunting to see the photos. I mean, really.
Find and follow the podcast series Uinta Triangle. That's Uinta, spelled U-I-N-T-A, Triangle, wherever you get your podcasts. All episodes out now.
KSL News Time, 5:29. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, we got some of that early slowing on the eastbound 201 as you come out of through Magna at 7200 West, but nothing out of the ordinary. What is going to be out of the ordinary is this lane restriction on westbound I-80 due to a paving project coming out of Parley's Canyon. So just plan for a couple of extra minutes if you're planning on coming through there. Taking a look at I-15, though, still looking good if you're headed in either direction between downtown and Provo. Cormac?
Still calm roads all throughout Weber and Davis counties. Even the gates into Hill Air Force Base right now looking pretty thin. Maybe a little heavy near the gate in Clearfield, both directions of Main Street at 650 North. But the North Gate in Roy and the South Gate in Layton right now looking really clear. I-15, a calm drive from Brigham City all the way down to Salt Lake. And even I-84 through Weber Canyon, no delays. I'm Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Today, let's see it's going to be a warm one. 96 degrees for a high today. Wow. 98 tomorrow. We do have a slight chance of some rain tomorrow, maybe even thunderstorms. 93 Thursday, 96 Friday. So we're going to be hot all week long. We cool down significantly on Saturday. We have a chance of rain on Saturday, and we'll drop down to 82 for a high. And then look at this. We're in the 70s Sunday and Monday with overnight lows down into the upper 40s. Wow. So a little bit of a roller coaster week. Right now, it's partly cloudy and 70 degrees downtown.
You're listening to Utah's Morning News
with Andy Farnsworth and Amanda Dixon
on KSL News Radio 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good morning. KSL News Time, 5:30. KSL's top story this hour.
Utah Fire Watch. A new fire is burning in Utah County, and it left thousands of people in the dark for a good part of the night.
It's one of several new wildfires that have broken out within the last 24 hours. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with details. Adam?
Andy, the Dutchman fire is not even 12 hours old yet, and it's already burned about 80 acres in the mountains just south of Saratoga Springs. Utah Fire Info says this fire is burning just below a communications tower, which they're keeping a close eye on, but at this point, no homes or other structures are being threatened directly. This also led to many in Saratoga Springs losing their power for much of the night, but power has been restored to most people. The latest update from Rocky Mountain Power on their website shows that only a few people are without power right now for a separate reason. At this point, we don't know yet how much crews have been able to contain this fire, and they are still working to determine just how it started. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
A wildfire in Beaver County has exploded in size overnight, and there are evacuations in place. The Cottonwood Fire is burning in the mountains just east of Beaver City, and it has burned over 10,000 acres. A portion of Highway 153 has also been shut down while they fight the fire.
The Iron Fire burning in Juab, Utah, and Tooele counties has burned over 24,000 acres, and the town of Eureka remains evacuated. At a town hall last night, firefighters told people they hope to have them back in their homes in 48 hours, but that isn't certain.
Firefighters have made good progress against the Bonneville fire burning above the University of Utah. That fire is now 43% contained, and no buildings are currently threatened.
Fireworks go on sale tomorrow, but current conditions have many fire officials asking everyone to consider alternative ways to celebrate.
It's a dangerous year. What might have been safe last year is not safe this year. Fireworks are an ignition source. They're no different than a match.
Utah State Fire Marshal Ted Black says most of the state is under Stage 1 fire restrictions, barring open flames, outdoor smoking, and fireworks. Most of the fires happening now are human-caused, and Black says now is a good time to look at your surroundings and maybe choose another way to celebrate America 250.
KSL's top national stories this hour. Investigators are confirming there was a second ransom note sent about the Nancy Guthrie disappearance in Arizona, and the Guthrie family is still searching for answers. ABC Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky has the story.
Nearly 5 months after Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home by a masked man in the middle of the night, ABC News can disclose the contents of a second ransom note the family received in the days after she vanished. The first note demanded millions in cryptocurrency. Sources tell ABC News the second note claimed Guthrie had died shortly after she was taken and was buried in nature, something her daughter Savannah Guthrie appeared to reference days later in an Instagram post.
We beg you now.
The Guthrie family has agreed to pay money for information about the whereabouts of their mother.
House lawmakers will soon vote on a housing bill that already passed in the Senate. The bill is designed to help more people get into homes. Republican Senator Tim Scott urged his colleagues to vote yes.
It unlocks housing supply. When you put more housing supply on the market, more people have a chance to become a first-time home buyer.
ABC's Lionel Moise has more on what the bill will do if it's passed.
The measure will loosen regulations to encourage more home construction, open up funding to convert abandoned buildings into new housing, and ban Wall Street investors from buying single-family homes so those homes can instead be sold to families. 5 Republicans voted against the bill, a recent report finding a nationwide shortage of 10 million homes.
The vote is expected to take place today.
Salt Lake City is allowing short-term business license permits, but with a few rules intended to cut down on parties. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis joins us live. Brianna?
Amanda, in a Salt Lake City Council work session, it was decided business licenses for short-term rentals like Airbnb and Vrbo can be obtained, but there can be no one-night stays. There must be one off-street parking stall, and the short-term rental can't be rented out for more than 200 nights a year. Salt Lake City's Director of Finance of Operations, Arturo Garcia, says the cap of 200 nights a year is intended to prevent residential units from being used as a full-time hotel, and requiring at least a 2-night stay prevents parties and cuts down on noise complaints. Additionally, those holding a license will need to have someone who is available 24/7 who can show up within 2 hours in case of an emergency. Live, Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
First look traffic. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, this morning we're looking at some lane restrictions on I-80 if you're coming westbound out of Parley's Canyon due to a paving project. Expect delays throughout the early morning. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
The Syracuse Costco opens tomorrow, and people are excited about more than just the rotisserie chicken. KSL News Radio's Britt Johnson has more.
The big box store could mean big things for Syracuse's economy.
Costco was far and away double the next nearest competitor. They attract more business than any other commercial establishment.
Mayor Dave Mon hopes this will bring more sales tax into the city and take the pressure off of everyone's property taxes. And even non-Syracuse residents are excited. They're relieved not to have to drive to Riverdale or Bountiful, and patrons of those stores hope this will alleviate crowds in those areas. Some people have been worried about the increased traffic, but Mon believes they've done a good job at improving roads to accommodate that. Britt Johnson, KSL News Radio.
A famous fault line is under its highest stress in 1,000 years, increasing the risk of a major earthquake. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
The San Andreas Fault Line cuts through the extremely populated city of Los Angeles, and now researchers think it could be even more dangerous than previously thought. In a study published in the Journal of Geophysical Research, they found parts of the fault and parts of an adjacent fault, the San Jacinto one, are under extreme stress. And if an earthquake hits one, it'll likely trigger the other and pretty much destroy Southern California. Some other scientists say there's more than a 50% chance that an earthquake of 6.7 magnitude or higher will happen along the San Andreas Fault in the upcoming decades, but we don't know for sure. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
Traffic on I-15 moving well this morning. We'll get a check of your commute coming up next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-360-0681 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-360-0681. That's 800-360-0681. What do you have to lose? Call 800-360-0681. Again, 800-360-0681.
This is Nate Orchard from Advanced Window Products. When you live in Utah, your windows do a lot more than let the light in. They protect your home from freezing winters, blazing summers, and everything in between. That's why Advanced Window Products builds every window for your local climate. No middleman, no out-of-state delays, just factory direct quality, custom made for your home. Imagine a quieter home, a warmer home, a cooler home. Our high-efficiency vinyl windows are engineered to lower your energy bills and boost your comfort all year round. And installation is done by our own certified in-house crews, never subcontractors. That's why Utah homeowners give us 5-star reviews. Right now, take advantage of our anniversary sale. For a limited time, get $2,500 off when you buy 10 or more windows. Call 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. For 40 years, Advanced Window Products has been the name Utah trusts for custom replacement windows and sliding glass doors. Advanced Window Products, built here, installed here, trusted here. Call 801-850-9100 for that $2,500 off, or visit us at advancedwindows.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
KSL News Time, 5:39. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Let's go to the traffic center. Cameron Elliott.
Well, we're taking some look at some fresh slowing in Tooele County northbound on SR 36. If you're headed through Mills Junction, that's going to be at the Pole Canyon Road intersection. Not too far north from there, there's going to be more delays on Saddleback Road in Lake Point on the approach to I-80. But once you get onto I-80, or if you're taking the 201 eastbound into downtown, you're going to have no trouble at all. Same deal with I-15, where things are looking good from Provo to downtown in both directions. Cormac?
Still a good drive through Weber and Davis counties. I-15 quiet from Brigham City all the way down to Salt Lake City. We do see some light congestion at the gates into Hill Air Force Base. The South Gate eastbound SR 193 a little heavy in Layton. Both directions of Main Street at 650 north in Clearfield, and in Roy it's southbound 1900 west where you're running into the heaviest delays. Nuclear energy might be coming to our state. Learn more about nuclear energy and what it can mean for you. Visit energy.utah.gov/nuclear for more information. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
It'll be hot and hazy today, courtesy of wildfire smoke along the Wasatch Front. Look for highs in the mid and upper 90s, mostly sunny. Tomorrow, 98 will be breezy out of the southwest, and then a chance for afternoon and evening thunderstorms, creating for high fire danger. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now it's 70 degrees downtown. We're reporting this morning on where the peace deal between the U.S. and Iran is now. The negotiations coming to a conclusion of a 60-day roadmap. We're going to talk to Karen Travers at the White House and ask a little bit about that. What's included in that peace deal? What about the inspections by the nuclear agency in the future? All of that just ahead on KSL News Radio.
Streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Let's face it, it's time to give your finances a serious glow-up. Hi, I'm Susan Spears, a certified public accountant and host of the all-new podcast, Talk to Your CPA. Think of this as your ultimate money guide, packed with actionable tips for every stage of life. Starting a family, college, a business, retirement. We'll cover it all and call on a deep bench of money experts to share their best strategies. And when I switch into CPA mode, we'll cut through the jargon to uncover hidden tax breaks or financial nuggets that might work for you, like special deductions for tax earners, tax wins at age 65, and benefits when you buy a new car, or just how to stretch your dollar. The first episode drops soon, so subscribe to Talk to Your CPA on your favorite podcast platform today. Because true financial freedom isn't about ditching your daily latte. It's about uncovering hidden hacks to launch a financial glow-up that keeps on glowing.
Talk to Your CPA is proudly powered by the Utah Association of CPAs.
I'm really interested to hear about how your parents talk to you at home, and how do you think they can kind of break through to you?
It's just to talk about it. It's just seriously it's going to be awkward at first, but if you keep repeating it over and over again, it's just going to feel natural.
Keep going, and soon we'll just be able to talk about it.
Talking about mental health with your teens is the power of we in action.
Visit intermountainhealth.org/teen mental health.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
All in together now, we can make it better. Can we do it? We'll rope it up.
Because we know how to jump.
Moving and eating better every day can help make you and your kids healthier. Search We Can online to find out more. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
KSL News Time, 5:43. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
short-term rental business licenses will now be allowed in Salt Lake City, and to cut down on parties, units will have to be rented out for at least 2 days. I'm KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis.
Second, a new fire broke out just south of Saratoga Springs. Rocky Mountain Power shut off power to thousands of homes overnight while firefighters started their ground attack.
Third, traffic and weather together.
We got some delays on northbound State Street coming through Pleasant Grove down in Utah County, and a jump north from there on State Street up at 2100 North in Salt Lake City. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hot temperatures and smoky skies today, but a slight chance for storms tomorrow. I'm Matt Johnson.
Yeah, we'll get up to 96 degrees today. Right now, partly cloudy and 70 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.
KSL's top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The vice president touting progress in talks with Iran. A deadly heat wave is blanketing much of Europe. At least 18 people have died so far in France. Voters hit the polls in 4 more states for primaries today: New York, Utah, South Carolina, and Maryland. Prime Day's back. Amazon's summer shopping event underway now, expected to generate $26 billion in sales. This is ABC News.
Let's go in depth now. Iran and U.S. peace negotiators have come to an agreed 60-day roadmap to a final deal. Part of that is what the president calls nuclear honesty.
We're looking forward to speaking with ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers in just a moment. That nuclear honesty that you referred to, President Trump's posted on social media that Iran will have to, quote, agree to have major weapons inspections in order to ensure nuclear honesty long into the future. That sounds familiar because I think that the last nuclear agreement we had with Iran included the requirement that they open up their facilities to inspection.
I think the biggest question is going to be, and I think that's an interesting term, nuclear honesty, because they agreed to that before, then they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
they did it for a while, then they stopped.
And the question is this just because what's going to happen again with any agreement made with the Trump administration? And I'm sure that's something that's come up at least within internal discussions.
Karen Travers joins us now live. Karen, let's talk a little bit about this agreement that they've come to, J.D. Vance and Iran.
Well, I mean, it's pretty preliminary at this point. I mean, this is the first round of talks that sets off a 60-day window of negotiations. The vice president was in Switzerland over the weekend. He said they've now set up the mechanism for the talks for 60 days, but he wasn't specific on what those mechanisms really were. But one thing he was touting as a big deal was he said that Iran has allowed nuclear inspectors, international nuclear inspectors, back into the country. He said this will be the first time in a long time. And that's true because the inspectors were a big part of the Obama nuclear deal back in 2015. Of course, President Trump, when he came into office the first time, pulled the U.S. out of that. He tore up that deal. And at that point, then Iran began limiting inspections. So if Iran does follow through with this and allow international inspectors back in, which the vice president said could happen within days, weeks, it really is somewhat of a return to the status quo from a decade ago. But he's saying it's a big step. We'll see. The vice president also said that the U.S. would have to see what Iran actually lets the inspectors do once they're in the country, and that the U.S. would have to bolster that effort. But he wasn't specific on what that effort would look like and how the U.S. would play a role. So that was something that they were touting as a very big deal yesterday. and also the mechanisms for keeping the strait open and essentially trying to keep communication lines open if there were flare-ups in the Israel-Lebanon conflict, so that if the ceasefire was tested, it wouldn't potentially damage the work that they're doing on these negotiations over the next 60 days.
So has the vice president returned to the U.S., or is he going to stay in Switzerland, and for how long?
No. He's already back and said, he can't stay there, obviously, for 60 days. And now it turns over to technical teams, negotiators who will continue working on this. But, this is the complicated stuff now, the big issue of Iran's nuclear program, what to do about the highly enriched uranium. This is all the things that have to still be negotiated over the next 60 days. These are the things they've been talking about for weeks. I mean, these are also the things they've really been talking about for years, if you want to get to it. And now they're giving themselves this 60-day window to try to hammer this out. But it's certainly a lot to try to do now in this 2-month window.
Is there any indication about which way Iran is leaning on the existing nuclear material? I know President Trump had said he was going to take it from the country.
Yeah, that's what the president has continued to say, that the U.S. would go in and take it. It's already dust, as he has put it. But, they have to work out how that would happen. Iran has also maintained that they have a right to enrich uranium, that they have a right to a civilian nuclear program. We heard the president of Iran say that over the weekend, and that prompted some threats from President Trump that almost threw a wrench in the negotiations with the Iranians leaving one meeting. Vice President Vance yesterday downplayed that, said that there weren't any complications because of the president's threats, but that the president would continue to call things out if he believed that they were not true or if they were causing issues with the negotiations.
All right, Karen, thank you for that. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers with us on the In-Depth at 15 and 45.
And at 5:49, it's time for a check of traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9th. Brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, we got some heavier slowing now on northbound Mountain View corridor as you come through the city. The very worst of it is going to be northbound at 3500 South coming through West Valley City. Over on Bangalore, it's not looking much better as we've got some serious congestion on the approach to the 201, but over on I-15, things are looking good from Provo to downtown in a 45 or so minute commute. Cormac?
Much like yesterday, Weber and Davis counties looking really good. Just regular delays to expect at the gates into Hill Air Force Base. In Layton, both directions of SR 193, a little bit slow at Hillfield Road right before you get into the base. And in Clearfield, 650 North, Main Street at 650 North, that is a little bit heavier right as you get onto the freeway there. And in Roy, actually pretty light, but still eastbound 5600 South and southbound 1900 West, a little bit of congestion. But on I-15, you won't run into any slowdowns just yet. This 4th of July, hit Bear Lake. Garden City welcomes Starship with Mickey Thomas, plus food, fun, activities, and fireworks. Enjoy a free concert. Visit bearlake.org. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, fire danger through the next 7 days. 96 today, mostly sunny and smoky. Keeping smoke in the forecast tomorrow. We've got a slight chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. Could see microbursts out of those guys. High of 98, high fire danger. 93, partly cloudy, 20% chance for shower there on Thursday. Friday, 96, but windy out of the south. Keeping it windy on Saturday, 40% chance for a shower. More winds continue into Sunday, partly cloudy, but a high of only 72 degrees. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Let's see where we are this morning. 70 degrees downtown, and the 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. We're really in, the last 2 weeks of the Supreme Court term? They usually finish
up before July.
Yeah, so maybe a week and a half or a week and a day.
Well, next week is the 4th of July week, so I would guess
they'd finish
this week.
Maybe. I know we're still waiting on birthright citizenship, right?
Yes.
That's the big one. Trump versus Barbara. That evaluates a challenge to an executive order that limits birthright citizenship for some children born to certain non-citizens. So it's we'll see what they do with that and how much they say, whether they just rule or whether they give some more.
Oh, that's true, because they're going to rule, but the question is how much guidance are they going to give?
For going forward. And then are we still waiting on the case that limits presidential authority to fire someone in a federal agency? Remember that?
We have not received a ruling on that.
Okay, so we have another Trump case, Trump versus Slaughter, I think that one's called. And the transgender rights case, we're still waiting on that one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a big week if they drop all three this week.
And
I think the one yesterday was the one that reinstated the murder conviction of the guy who murdered Etan Patz back in 1979.
Right, that was an interesting case. So we'll watch it for you this morning, and usually the cases start to come down right around 8 o'clock. If you want to tune back in at that time, we'll have the full report for you here on KSL News Radio.
Kitchen and bath transformations start with AMC Building Materials. AMC Building Materials is a large kitchen cabinet and countertop supplier serving both wholesale and retail customers. AMC offers factory direct pricing on all interior remodeling materials, giving you exceptional value without sacrificing quality. Most standard items are available for quick payment and pickup right away. AMC Building Materials provides professional service, free design, and free on-site measurements, along with expert installation by top AMC professionals. From bold kitchen designs to beautiful functional bathrooms, AMC delivers outstanding value with styles you'll love. And best of all, most projects can be completed within just 10 days. Come experience beauty you can see, quality you can feel, and service you can trust. Get directions to the new AMC Building Materials showroom at 3678 South 700 West today and schedule your free estimate. Visit amckitchenslc.org. That's amckitchenslc.org.
Do you have an IRA or 401k? It's natural to think of this as being your money, right? But remember, you still have to pay taxes when you withdraw this money in retirement. And you could be paying a lot more in taxes on these accounts than you know. A lot more. Learn the strategies that can help you reduce or eliminate your taxes in retirement. Don't miss a special edition of Retirement Solutions Radio this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Right here on KSL News Radio 102.7.
Ever dream about buying a castle? This Utah couple actually did.
Now we get stopped in stores and airports, and
people are like,
"Hey, what you're doing in the castle."
You're the castle people.
Go inside the Scottish castle that turned their family into social media sensations.
If we had any idea what we were getting ourselves into.
And see the hidden rooms, historic details, and the renovations finally nearing completion. We Bought a Castle, Thursday at 10 on KSL 5.
Watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Are your spidey senses telling you to get to Little Caesars? Might be because the pizza chain is teaming up with Sony Pictures to launch a new specialty pizza for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Webberoni pizza will have shredded pepperoni across the cheese, so it looks like something that would come out of Spidey's Web Shooters.
That's funny. Yeah, we got our tickets. For
Oh,
that.
nice.
We're excited. More adults are living with roommates, those roommates being their parents. Fox Business says 1 in 3 adults under 35 still lives in their family home. Unemployment isn't really the issue. About 70% of them have jobs. It's
just housing affordability.
Yeah.
The rally for SpaceX might be over. The stock fell 16% yesterday after 2 other days of weak trading. The market cap was $2 trillion at close yesterday.
Look at the NASDAQ is just headed down. The NASDAQ's down 786 points this morning. That's 2.5%. The S&P is down 92. That's 1.25%. The Dow futures, these are futures, of course. The Dow futures down 206. That's about 0.4%. But crude oil is at $73.92 a barrel.
And right now, we've got traffic moving well, although a little bit of heavy traffic's building on South 15 coming into downtown for the moment. We'll check your commute next.
The Management Minute is a service of the MBA program in the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. I'm Professor Scott Hammond. Imagine playing a game where the rules change every quarter or every halftime. In the back of one of the few remaining stores where you can buy technology is a pile of displays for past products. Most of the companies and products they're selling do not exist anymore. The rules of the game are always changing. What is popular and usable today is dated and gone tomorrow. Companies with teams that continuously adapt to the complexity of the world are the ones that survive. Adaptive teams listen and learn from each other so that when the market changes, they change too. Learn more about what the best teams do in an MBA from Utah State University. Go to utahstatemba.com. That's utahstatemba.com. I'm Scott Hammond. Hope to see you in one of our classes.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and just didn't feel like yourself anymore? Maybe your clothes didn't fit the way they used to, or you don't like how you look in them. Honestly, it's more than that. It's how you feel walking into a room, avoiding photos, skipping events, not feeling as confident at work or even with your spouse. Over time, that starts to wear on you. But here's the truth. Losing weight is one thing. Feeling confident again and keeping it off, that's what really matters. At SLC Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days. days without injections, crazy workouts, or prepackaged meals. More importantly, we show you how to keep the weight off so you can feel comfortable in your clothes, confident going out, and actually like what you see in the mirror again.
I'm Jeff Kaplan. I lost 32 pounds in 6 short weeks, and half a year later, I've kept it all off. I feel great. SLCfatloss.com.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free weight loss consultation and start to feel confident again. Go to SLCfatloss.com. That's SLCfatloss.com. Results may vary.
What if we could disagree without disliking each other? Join KSL News Radio for Utah Unites America 250, a conversation across differences, proving we can disagree, stay friends, and still call this country home. Longtime radio host Doug Wright leads an honest discussion about bridging political divides, listening with respect, and finding common ground. Panelists include former Governor Mike Leavitt, Representative Brian King, and Gabby Finlayson of the Elevate Utah podcast. This special 1-hour town hall will be live on July 1st at 11 a.m., sponsored by America First Credit Union.
KSL News Time, 5:59. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. Let's go back to the traffic center. Cameron Elliott.
Well, those delays on eastbound 201 are really picking up now between 8400 West and 7200 West in Magna, but nothing out of the ordinary. And a little west of there, things are taking hold on northbound SR 36 as you come against I-80 and Lake Point. The only other spot that's really heavy right now is going to be northbound Mountain View corridor at 3500 South in West Valley. Cormac?
Got some new delays in Davis County, northbound Highway 89, 500 west through Bountiful, and that's from 1500 south all the way up to Center Street, and you're going to run into those delays. On I-15, though, still no slowdowns through Weber and Davis County, just the normal congestion at all the gates into Hill Air Force Base. Right now, the worst one looking like Clearfield, especially northbound Main Street approaching 650 north. Create your floral sanctuary with Olson's Greenhouse, locally grown premium quality flowers, the perfect complement to any space. Cheerful flowers for porches, patios, containers, and beds. Visit Olson's Instagram or OGG.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Let's get a look now at the weather forecast for today. 96 degrees for a high. It's going to be a hot one. And then we'll get some rain in here tomorrow. Good chance of rain and thunderstorms maybe tomorrow. 98. Tomorrow we'll stay in the 90s through Friday. Then we get cooler on the weekend. 82 Saturday, 72 on Sunday. Right now it's 70 degrees downtown.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good morning. KSL News Time is 6 o'clock. This is Utah's Morning News. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
And I'm Amanda Dixon. KSL's top story this hour from ABC News.
Vice President J.D. Vance has returned back to the U.S. from Switzerland, and he says he feels good about the negotiations with Iran so far.
A key part of talks was about Iran's nuclear program and once again allowing UN inspectors back into the country. Here is ABC's Justin Fischel.
We haven't heard a lot about when exactly this is going to start. Iran has been a little standoffish, say they haven't made any specific commitments. So much like things we saw in the previous memorandum of understanding, it remains to be seen exactly how these inspections will take place and when, but they say they're making progress.
The White House also says it is negotiating setting up a fund with Gulf nations to rebuild Iran's infrastructure from the damage done during the war.
We're getting a clearer picture of the price tag for the war with Iran.
The Pentagon is asking Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war with Iran and other budget shortfalls. Lawmakers have been pressing the Trump administration to provide a more comprehensive price tag for this conflict. The last update from the administration had the cost of the war at $29 billion.
ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce reporting.
It is primary election day, and the time to mail in your ballot has already come and gone. You have until 8 o'clock tonight to leave it in a drop box or vote in person. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with details. Adam?
Amanda, in past primary and general elections, you could send your ballot back in the mail and have your vote counted so long as the post office stamped it by Election Day, but that is no longer the case. Under a new law passed by the legislature last year, for your ballot to be counted now, it must be in the hands of your county clerk by 8 o'clock tonight. That means you need to have your ballot signed, filled out, and left in an official drop box, or you need to vote in person by 8 o'clock, or at minimum, at least be in line to do so. This year, you'll also see a new line on your ballot's return envelope where you're asked to write the last 4 digits of either your driver's license, state ID, or social security number. But don't worry about that too much. So long as you sign your ballot, county clerks can verify your signature and count your vote, as that 4-digit requirement will not be officially a requirement until 2029. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
Voter turnout for the primary election so far has been less than 20%. The state elections director says he expects the turnout to end up in the mid-30% range by the time polls close tonight. He says primaries tend to have a lower voter turnout than the general election, and be sure to keep your radio tuned to KSL for election night results. We'll have special coverage from 7 to 9 with Inside Sources hosts Holly Richardson and Greg Skordas.
More trouble for the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C. President Trump confirmed it must be drained again in order to fix the newly installed peeling, algae-ridden liner.
The company that did the work in a statement saying the repairs are only a very small part of this massive project and, quote, do not indicate a failure of the liner. But a reminder, this is all falling on the taxpayer dollar, now up to around $16 million and counting.
ABC's Olivia Rubin reporting from Washington.
A former Uinta County Jail Corrections officer will spend the next 31 days in home confinement after investigators say he handcuffed his wife during an argument. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis joins us live now. Brianna?
Andy, a plea deal for James Simoon says in November 2025, he pushed his wife down during an argument, had a child grab handcuffs, and then handcuffed his wife, holding her to the ground and questioning her for 20 minutes. During his sentencing, Simoon told the judge he had used the handcuffs as he was trained, and the judge said in the future he should call law enforcement to get a more rational third party involved. He'll spend the next 31 days in home confinement and then have probation for 18 months after. Live, Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
A Texas man is facing felony charges here in Utah after investigators say he ran 2 insurance fraud schemes at the same time. KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman reports.
Police called 38-year-old Carlos Garcia Gonzalez a ghost broker, saying he altered existing policies with 3 insurance companies to lower premiums for customers, then used an online platform to collect tips from policyholders. They say the fraud cost companies more than $800,000. Arrest documents also accuse Garcia of collecting more than $80,000 from customers who believed they were purchasing legitimate insurance policies.
Garcia was charged yesterday with multiple felonies, including insurance and identity fraud and forgery.
First look traffic. Here is Cameron Elliott.
Well, we got some delays on the smaller roads through the city, especially on the Bangerter Highway and the Mountain View corridor if you're at 3500 South or on the approach to the 201. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Security checkpoints are showing up at local city festivals. South Ogden Days this past weekend was fenced off and only had 2 entrances where people had to get scanned by metal detectors and have their bags checked before entering. Event manager Danielle Bendinelli says it was cautionary based on recent events in the world. It also helped them maintain park rules like no alcohol, dogs, or weapons, and thinks they'll probably continue doing this in the future.
The Utah Department of Agriculture and Food is offering farmers relief from the state's emergency drought and freezes with a $6 million relief fund. The Emergency Disaster Relief Program provides farmers low-interest loans that help with production losses or unexpected expenses. Many farmers lost their fruit production with the freeze in April, and loan money can help them buy resources they need to get back on track.
Fertilizer, equipment maintenance, pest maintenance, fuel, labor, electric bills.
Sarah Clancy with the State Department of Agriculture says this year they've received 25 applications for loans since the beginning of June compared to 6 last year.
Well, the NBA draft is finally here, and Utah Jazz fans are feeling optimistic.
That's probably because the Jazz had the 2nd overall pick. It's a happy ending to a terrible 2025-26 season where the team placed last in the Western Conference. The 3 players expected to be snatched up quick are A.J. Debonsa, Darren Peterson, and Cameron Boozer. Any one of them could go to the Jazz. The team wants to celebrate with fans, so they're throwing a watch party tonight at the Shops at Southtown. The party will be held in the Northeast parking lot, and it starts at 5 p.m. There will be giveaways, including free swig, Summer League tickets, and even some home opener tickets. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
The Jazz organization is also trying to get more girls interested in basketball, so they've launched an organization called Lady Notes.
We're going to provide leagues, provide tournaments, and provide the fall high school league that these kids will have opportunities to come play in, to grow and develop, and just give more opportunities right here in Utah.
Lady Notes director Amber Whiting says one challenge they face is that several girls' basketball organizations all play games on the same night, so the girls have to choose which group they're going to play with. Whiting is hoping to change that.
Any problems this early in the commute, Andy?
I haven't seen any big ones so far this morning. Looks like they've reopened the lanes on I-80 at the mouth of Parley's Canyon, so we'll get a check from the traffic center coming up next.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
KSL News Time is 6:09. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Cameron Elliott.
We got your typical slow spots right now, especially if you're on northbound SR 36 in Lake Point on your way to I-80 and Mountain View Corridor at 3500 South. If you're going to be on Bangor Highway, you better look out if you're coming towards or away to the 201. It's going to be slow in both directions. But taking a look at I-15, things are looking good. We're taking a 45 or so minute commute right now if you're headed from Provo to downtown. Cormac?
The delays on Highway 89 in Bountiful have really cleared out now, so it's still a very clean drive through Weber and Davis counties. On I-15, you won't run into any slowdowns from Brigham City all the way into Salt Lake. Or if you take Highway 89 or the West Davis Corridor, Legacy Highway, all looking really good. Just some light and normal congestion at all the gates into Hill Air Force Base in Roy, Clearfield, and Layton. Performance Automotive in Bountiful, endless possibilities with 3 locations. Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, and Performance Toyota, where excellence is standard. Start your search at performancebountiful.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Mostly sunny with a high of 96 today. Air quality will be in the moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups. We'll keep it smoky overnight with a low of 67. Tomorrow afternoon, 98, breezy, high fire danger, and a chance for afternoon thunderstorms. I've got Thursday down for partly cloudy, 93. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now it's 70 degrees downtown. So today's Prime Day. Or it kicks off Prime Day.
Today kicks off Prime Day. They had to move it. They didn't have to. They chose to move it because of the 4th of July and the World Cup. So now...
They thought we wouldn't be paying attention to shopping enough?
Yes.
So is this a big deal? Do we save on anything? For sure, we're going to talk Tech Tuesday with Mike Dubusky coming up on KSL.
Streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. You know, it's the summer of savings, and, it's a great time. My kids have some money. In fact, my daughter made me yesterday take a screenshot of her account so she knew how much money was in there. Because unlike her twin brother, she likes to spend all of her money, but her brother is much better about saving his money.
Yeah.
And that's why we like Utah Community Credit Union, because right now you can get 6-month add-on savings certificates with yields as high as 4.24%. That is way higher than your typical savings account.
And I love the add-on savings, which means that you can add more money to your certificate anytime. I mean, some money market accounts and things, you put it in, that's it. But with an add-on account, every time you have a little bit of extra cash, You just think, hey, and do I need this? No, let's put it in the savings.
So if you have money that's just sitting in a normal savings account, you can just transfer it to UCCU. And then guess what? You get more free money.
Yeah. UCCU makes it so easy to save for specific things, too. Like I've set up over the years different savings goals, like for, family vacation or, saving for a car or something. And then it will help you so much that it actually takes the amount that you need to save out automatically. You don't see it and you don't think about it, and it just starts saving that money for you. It's really wonderful what the app can do for you.
Yeah, UCCU makes things so simple, and I transferred a loan over so I could get a lower rate. Mm-hmm. I've been able to make payments according to what I was doing before, and now I'm paying it off faster because of UCCU's lower rates.
And if you're planning for retirement, UCCU has impressive returns on IRA savings accounts too.
It's so easy. You can go to uccu.com or download the UCCU app, because at Utah Community Credit Union, love where you bank.
Summer has a way of bringing life's biggest moments back around. The first date, the wedding day, the promise that started it all. Duke's Jewelers knows jewelry is more than a gift. It's a reminder of the people and memories that matter most. This anniversary season, celebrate your story with something meaningful. From timeless diamond bands to custom pieces designed just for them, the Duke's Jewelers team is here to help you find a gift they'll treasure for years to come. And while you're celebrating the love stories in your life, don't forget Dad this Father's Day. With distinctive watches, bands, and gifts he'll actually wear and enjoy. For nearly 80 years, families have trusted Duke's Jewelers for life's most meaningful moments. Visit dukesjewelers.com or on Main Street in Springville. Duke's Jewelers, celebrating your story, generation after generation. dukesjewelers.com.
Doug Wright, and I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized Connecticut independent dealer. Now, Monty, don't all of the other water softeners require us to basically trust our home's water to electronics? If a power surge happens, a fried circuit board, or the power just goes out suddenly, aren't you back to scrubbing hard water scale and dry skin?
Yes, we believe the best technology is simple. That's why Connecticut's premium systems are non-electric. While other softeners rely on finicky computers and electronics, Connecticut runs on the kinetic energy of moving water. Nothing to plug in, no buttons to push, and zero electricity.
I've had a Connecticut soft water system in my home for many years, and I've never had to do anything to it except occasionally add a little salt. And I love that it never requires me to set or program anything. Dee loves that she always has the soft water. So do what I did and go to softwaterutah.com to learn how your family can enjoy the benefits of soft water without the hassles of traditional water softeners. That's softwaterutah.com.
KSL News Time, 6:14. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
a new wildfire just south of Saratoga Springs has already burned about 80 acres, and it left hundreds of people without power for much of the night. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, it is primary election day, and it's already too late to mail in your ballot, but you can vote in person or use a ballot drop box.
Third, traffic and weather together.
Some serious slowdowns now on northbound SR 36 and Lake Point, but I-15 is looking good from Provo to Ogden in either direction. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hot and smoky today with a chance for storms tomorrow. I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now, partly cloudy, 70 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.
KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The new acting director of national intelligence is getting to work. Sources tell ABC's Mary Bruce that Bill Pulte has begun a wave of layoffs at the Office of National Intelligence.
Now, it is not clear how many jobs are going to be affected, but sources say the National Counterterrorism Center is likely to be hit hard. Pulte, who just took over the role last week, today's actually his second full day on the job, is a Trump loyalist with zero intelligence experience. But the president has made clear he wants him to slash jobs at the agency, and Trump says he thinks Pulte is actually better able to make these cuts because he's in the role temporarily.
Many Democrats say those kinds of decisions should be made by a permanent director. Vice President J.D. Vance back from talks with Iranian leaders in Switzerland.
The administration is touting progress in peace talks with Iran, saying Iran has agreed to allow international nuclear inspectors into the country. But that promise of nuclear inspectors is the same promise made under President Obama's deal, which Trump tore up. In Iranian state media reports, Iran has made no new commitments regarding its nuclear program.
ABC's Karen Hua. Iran's president arriving in Pakistan for more discussions as the Pentagon prepares to ask Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war. A blanket of hot, sticky weather is sitting on top of Western Europe right now and is expected to stay there for several days. In France, at least 18 people have died. ABC's James Longman with more.
Most of Europe doesn't really do air conditioning. We know at least 40 people have died since Thursday alone, among them, sadly, 2 young children who were left in the back of a hot car. But the majority have died drowning, swimming in unsupervised water. There are health alerts in dozens of cities from Germany to Italy. Here in the United Kingdom, we're going to break weather records as well.
In the UK, they're about to get their 7th prime minister in 10 years as Britain struggles with a sluggish economy and a dysfunctional government. You're listening to ABC News.
Amazon is kicking off its annual Prime Day summer sales today.
ABC News technology reporter Mike Dubusky joins us live. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great. So what does Prime Days mean this year?
Prime Day means a big windfall for Amazon. For one, Adobe is expecting Amazon to rake in $26.3 billion when all is said and done. Recently, Amazon expanded from a 2-day to a 4-day sale. So it's actually more appropriate to call this a Prime Week when all is said and done on Friday. Even still, $26.3 billion would be a record for Amazon Prime Day. It's also a 9% increase over last year's summer Prime Day. Of course, they do 2 now. There's one in the summertime and then one again in the fall to capitalize on the holiday shopping season. It's also, speaking of the holiday shopping season, expected to be more spending happening this week than Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined. So a lot of spending happening this week. And of course, Amazon Summer Prime Day, it's been around for more than a decade at this point. It's been a huge success for the company. It has also spawned competitors. So Best Buy, Walmart, Target are all hosting competing sales around this time of year as well. So if you're looking to do some online shopping, there are deals to be had out there.
It's so interesting to see how Amazon sort of sets the market for everything. Like Best Buy and Target have had to been forced to have sales just to be able to compete.
Yeah, right. And kind of a role reversal, too, especially when you think that Amazon started in a garage and really just sold books and it happened on one laptop. Now, again, just today, they are expected to rake in just under $8 billion, according to Adobe. Again, we talked about how this expanded from a 2 to a 4-day sale. Most of the spending still does happen in those first 2 days, with between $7.5 and $8 billion happening both today and tomorrow anticipated. We are also thinking that, the categories where we're going to see the most discounts are what we've seen in the past, right? Apparel, 23% on average off from what we're expecting. Electronics, also 23% off on average. Toys, also pretty steeply discounted. But an interesting note this year, guys, is that when we talk about how much money you're going to get off of each of these categories, it's not dramatically different from last year. In the computers category, for example, last year, you were expecting about 13% off for your average laptop. This year, it's 14%. So it's not like you're going to get a hugely different deal than you did last year. But even still, again, money to be saved.
Mike, do you have 30 seconds to tell us about these new smart glasses from Snapchat?
Yeah, this is the thing that has gotten the tech world talking in the last week or so. New Snap Specs. Snap is the company that owns Snapchat. They have been getting into the smart glasses world. They've been toying around with this idea for about a decade, actually. But this is their first consumer-facing glasses. They have screens in the lenses that are meant to do a lot of the stuff that your smartphone does. Texting, playing games, getting directions, doing translation. Evan Spiegel, who's the CEO of the company, says this is a way to kind of get people looking up and at the world around them, not having to take their phones out constantly. However, there's a lot of reasons to be skeptical of this, guys. Snap is entering an increasingly crowded market. Meta is the dominant player here. They sold 7 million of their smart glasses last year. For 2, Snap is entering at the very high end of this market. $2,200 to start is what these things go for when they go on sale in the fall. That is almost like VR headset territory as opposed to smart glasses territory. But even still, if you listen to the executives at this company, this is where the smartphone is going to go next, right? It doesn't go away in your pocket anymore. It's just on your face. And that is a pretty interesting proposition. Even still, at $2,200, that's a pretty steep hill to climb.
Oh, I appreciate learning about that, Mike.
You too can be like Iron Man as you walk around.
Mike Tobusky with us on the In-Depth at 15 and 45.
Time for a check of traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, the slow spot of the morning is going to be Tooele County. Over in Grantsville, it's going to be slow at that stoplight headed eastbound out of town on Main Street at the Mid-Valley Highway split. And in Lake Point, it's going to be very slow if you're headed northbound on SR 36 towards I-80. Once you're on I-80, we've got a fresh crash sitting on the right shoulder on the Bangor Highway as you come into Salt Lake City, but the rest of it doesn't seem to be causing any delays, this crash, so it shouldn't be too much trouble once you're trying to get downtown. Same story with I-15. It is a freeway speed commute the whole way. Cormac?
Still a very calm drive through Weber and Davis counties on all your major freeways and roadways, whether you're on I-15, West Davis Corridor, Highway 89, or Legacy. You're going to be on the freeway speeds eastbound and westbound I-80 through Parley's Canyon. No delays either between Salt Lake and Summit counties. Where will summer take you? With UTA's rider's license, kids ages 6 to 18 ride all summer for just $49. Get yours today on the Transit app or at rideuta.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. You got a 96 today, mostly sunny and hazy. We'll keep wildfire smoke in the forecast tomorrow, 98, breezy, and a chance for thunderstorms that could produce microburst winds. 93, partly cloudy skies on Thursday, just a 20% chance for a pop-up. Mostly sunny, 96 on Friday, windy. More strong winds expected on Saturday, mostly cloudy, 40% chance for a shower, and 82. Winds continue into Sunday, partly cloudy, 72, and then it's 75 on Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, 70 degrees downtown. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful.
Hey, Utah, have you heard? Nuclear energy might be coming to our state. Now, before your brain jumps straight into sci-fi movies, let's talk about what nuclear actually does. Nuclear technology helps power our nation's submarines, supports life-saving cancer treatments, and produces reliable electricity for millions of homes. That said, nuclear power also comes with some common misconceptions. Don't worry, we get it. Here's a fun fact. You're exposed to more radiation eating bananas than you are living near a nuclear power plant. And get this, a lifetime supply of nuclear energy fits into a single soda can. Despite what some people believe, nuclear energy is safe, clean, and incredibly efficient. But don't just take my word for it. Energy decisions matter, and Utahns deserve the facts. Learn more about nuclear and what it can mean for you. Visit energy.utah.gov/nuclear.
I'm really interested to hear about how your parents talk to you at home, and how do you think they can kind of break through to you?
It's just to talk about it. It's just seriously it's going to be awkward at first. But if you keep repeating it over and over again, it's just going to feel natural.
Keep going, and soon we'll just be able to talk about it.
Talking about mental health with your teens is the power of we in action. Visit intermountainhealth.org/teen mental health.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
Watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Google is investing in independent movie studio A24. The New York Times says it's part of a new AI research partnership. The hope is to create new tools for movie production and distribution.
Shopify is cracking down on vapes and e-cigarettes. The app allows merchants to build and run online stores, but it doesn't want to take part in vape sales. It's a way merchants get around legal requirements and sell unlicensed vapes.
EV maker Lucid is laying off 18% of its workforce. It comes as the COO leaves, and the role is completely eliminated. CNBC reports those job cuts will save around $158 million a year for the company.
We're about an hour away from the opening bell on Wall Street, and the futures markets are down. Dow futures down 199, that's 0.4%. S&P down 96, that's 1 3/10. But the Nasdaq futures are down 839 points, that's 2 3/4%.
Got some traffic stacked up on SR 36 in Lake Point to deal with right now. We'll check your commute coming up next. So, Amanda, you know how we always talk about when you're a homeowner, there's that risk of the big thing happening.
Oh, sure. And it will eventually.
Oh, it did.
Oh, no.
Oh, it did.
Oh, what happened?
Last Wednesday. My wife texts me and says, come downstairs for a sec. Something's wrong. And she steps on the kitchen floor and water starts oozing up between the tiles. And we're like, uh-oh, is our fridge leaking? Oh, Amanda, it was so much worse than that.
Oh, no. What was it?
So then water starts dripping down from the top of the pantry.
Oh, no.
And we live in a 2-story. So now instead of just thinking, oh, we've got some water. Oh, and down in the basement, the water had now bubbled through the ceiling.
Oh, no.
But then we realized this is a 3-floor problem now.
Oh, no.
So you know what my first call was?
Superior Water and Air.
Superior Water and Air. And here's one fun thing about this. David from Superior walks in and he goes, oh, you replaced the faucet. Because he was the one who was there. And I was like, that's right. It's nice to finally meet you. But he went to work. We had to call a disaster company. I mean, it was that bad.
Oh, Andy,
and you know what it was?
Sorry.
It was a pinhole leak in a copper pipe.
Oh, my gosh.
A pinhole caused all of that damage.
You know, I think of them as like plumber detectives, because when I freaked out once because I opened the garage door and there's water dripping from the ceiling of the garage, and they figured out from our bathroom in the master bedroom what was going on. And it was like watching a detective figure it out.
I got to follow him around and we were checking things, but when he did found it, quick work, he showed me. He's like, this is what can cause it. I bet when they built the house, this was the thing.
Yeah.
He fixed it. Now, we've got a lot of post stuff.
Yeah.
But what a great job David did. I was so happy, so satisfied with his work. And I'm thankful it was only that one thing.
Me too.
And it was only the ceiling of the main floor instead of the floor of the upper floor.
And when you have an emergency, you need people to respond right away.
And they were there within 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And they referred me to a disaster company that was there before Superior had even left.
Because they work with so many other things. Yeah, when you look, if you're a homeowner, you need to have a company like Superior Water and Air, and I've trusted Superior for 25 years.
So make that call like I did, 801-974-9090, or go to superiorwaterandair.com.
My name is Tom.
My name is Cindy.
We give to and volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
We know our time and money are going to the right places.
We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Join KSL in the movie show this Friday from 10 to 1 at the Salt Lake NPS store at 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City, npsstore.com. At 6:29, time for a check of traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74%. Here's Cameron Elliott.
That slow spot right now is going to be eastbound SR 201 as you come up against 7200 West in Magna. Jump north from there. We still have that crash sitting on the right shoulder of I-80 just ahead of the Wright Brothers Drive exit. Doesn't seem to be causing any delays so far, though. Looking over at I-15, it's going to be a speed limit commute your entire way from Provo to downtown. Cormac?
I-15 looking really good from Brigham City all the way down to North Salt Lake, and then you get a little bit of delay on southbound I-15 in the Warm Springs Road area as those drivers merge onto I-15, but right now just a little slow there. Some right lanes coming to a stop. You can still get through on the left side. Eastbound I-80, that right lane also getting pretty heavy as you approach the US 40 turnoff. Doug Smith delivers services you can trust. Experience maintenance, oil changes, and more. Fast, friendly, and easy to schedule. American Fork, Spanish Fork, or Linden, or heydoug.net. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
It's going to be hot today, 96 degrees, 98 tomorrow. Right now, it's sunny and 70 degrees downtown.
You're listening to Utah's Morning News
with Andy Farnsworth and Amanda Dixon
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good morning. KSL News Time, 6:30. KSL's top story this hour.
Utah Fire Watch. Fire crews are right now attacking a new fire in Utah County that left thousands without power for much of the night.
The Dutchman fire broke out south of Saratoga Springs, and it's just one of the several major fires burning around the state. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with details. Adam?
Andy, the Dutchman fire is not even 12 hours old yet, and it's already burned about 80 acres in the mountains just south of Saratoga Springs. Utah Fire Info says the fire is burning just below a communications tower, but at this point, no homes or other structures are being threatened, and nothing has been damaged or lost at this point. This also led to many Saratoga Springs residents losing their power for much of the night, but power has since been restored. Checking the Rocky Mountain power outage map right now, and it looks like nobody in Saratoga Springs is being affected power-wise. At this point, we don't know how much crews have been able to work on this fire in terms of containment yet. They are still working to determine how the fire was started as well. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
The Iron Fire, burning in parts of Juab, Utah, and Tooele counties, has burned over 24,000 acres. Last evening at a meeting, firefighters told the people of Eureka they will likely remain under evacuation orders for the next 48 hours and potentially longer.
The Bonneville fire burning above the University of Utah is now 43% contained. Firefighters say they've been making good progress and no buildings are currently threatened.
A wildfire in Beaver County grew significantly overnight. The Cottonwood Fire is burning in the mountains just east of Beaver City, and there are evacuations in several areas. The fire has burned over 10,000 acres.
Fireworks go on sale tomorrow, but fire officials hope most people look for an alternative way to celebrate this year. Most of the state is under Stage 1 fire restrictions, banning open flames, outdoor smoking, and fireworks. But cities still set their own fireworks restrictions.
Take a look at your surroundings and maybe choose a different way to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our great country.
Utah State Fire Marshal Ted Black says fireworks are an ignition source, setting fires just as easily as a match would. The South Davis Fire Chief tells KSL state and federal resources are already strained with the amount of fires they're fighting right now, and most have been human-caused.
KSL's top national stories this hour. House lawmakers are expected to vote today on a housing bill designed to get more Americans into homes. The Senate already passed the bill, and Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer says far too many Americans can't afford a home.
The median home buyer in America is 40 years old. The down payment is excruciating to many and puts housing out of reach for them.
ABC's Lina Moise has more details on what's in the bill.
In a rare act of bipartisanship, the Senate passing the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, the most far-reaching housing reform legislation in decades. The measure will loosen regulations to encourage more home construction, open up funding to convert abandoned buildings into new housing, and ban Wall Street investors from buying single-family homes so those homes can instead be sold to families.
We will let you know if the bill gets passed.
Salt Lake City is now allowing business licenses for short-term rentals with some guardrails to keep loud parties at a minimum. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis joins us live. Brianna?
Andy, short-term rental stays have to be two or more nights. There needs to be at least one off-street parking stall, and the owner of the license needs to prove they have someone who can check on the unit close by.
The local contact is actually there to respond to any nuisance and address the nuisance within 2 hours. And they need to be located in Salt Lake City or live in Salt Lake City.
There will also be a cap keeping the total nights rented at 200 a year. Salt Lake Director of Finance Arturo Garcia says this is to prevent the units from being used as hotels. Live, Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
Your voice, your vote. Today is primary election day in Utah, but new rules mean it's already too late to mail your ballot. People can still vote in person today or drop their ballot off in a drop box before the 8 p.m. deadline. We will have special coverage of the election results tonight from 7 to 9 with Inside Sources hosts Holly Richardson and Greg Skordas.
First look traffic. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Down in Utah County, it's slow on the intersection of Quarry Ride Highway and the Mountain View Corridor in all directions. I-15, though, still looking good if you're on your way downtown from Provo or Ogden. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
ABC News is reporting the acting director of National Intelligence, Bill Pulte, has started large-scale layoffs at the agency. ABC's Karen Hua has more.
The president earlier this month said he had asked Pulte to execute the immediate and needed downsizing of the office. Democrats, in a letter yesterday, warned Pulte not to take actions that are, quote, more appropriately left to a Senate-confirmed director, adding that Pulte has shown a willingness to misuse his authority in government to pursue President Trump's perceived political enemies and further his retributive political agenda.
It's not immediately clear how many jobs have already been affected.
People in Davis County are anxiously awaiting tomorrow's grand opening of the Syracuse Costco. Syracuse Mayor Dave Mon says they've been working on plans to control the new traffic.
Sure, there will be more people, but we have planned for it. We've taken traffic flow measures to make sure that people can get where they can get.
Mon is also excited about all the other businesses that will likely come along after Costco opens. He says there are reports showing that Costco is by far the best store to bring in other businesses, and that will help Syracuse's economy.
A major fault line in California could be deadlier than originally thought. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
Researchers say the San Andreas Fault is under its highest stress in 1,000 years, and an adjacent fault line is just as bad. A study in the Journal of Geophysical Research says if anything happens to the San Andreas Fault or the San Jacinto Fault, it could destroy Southern California. There's more than a 50% chance an earthquake of 6.7 magnitude or higher will happen in the area in the next few decades. Researchers saying it's way overdue. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
Speeds on I-15 have been pretty good this morning, but we've got some delays between North Salt Lake and downtown right now to deal with on southbound 15. We'll check your commute next.
Here with Miranda Bernard from Huntsman Mental Health. Miranda, with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, what is Huntsman Mental Health Foundation doing to celebrate?
Well, we have a number of programs and initiatives that are in place to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month. People can find out about those at hmhf.org. They can visit us there, learn about the corporate partners who are supporting us, some fun activities and events that we have coming up too.
That's great. And Miranda, why is fundraising so critical to mental health work?
Yeah, fundraising plays a really important part for people to get access to care when they need it. We know that 97% of Americans believe our country is in a mental health crisis, and yet just 2% of philanthropic dollars go to support it. So we're hoping to change that and making sure that nobody has to deal with their mental health challenges alone.
For people that want to support such an important cause, how can they get involved?
People can visit our website at hmhf.org. They can find ways to donate, ways to get involved in some of our community events and other initiatives that we have happening.
For someone that's going through a hard time or that may be struggling or knows someone that's struggling, where can they go to get mental health support?
Well, someone can always call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's available 24/7. It is staffed by professionals from Huntsman Mental Health Institute. We are also really fortunate to have here in our community the Kem and Carolyn Gardner Crisis Care Center in South Salt Lake. I like to think of that as almost like an urgent care or an emergency room for mental health issues. Anyone can walk in any time of the day, no appointment needed. That's available for anyone regardless of their ability to pay. And also there is a youth crisis care program at Huntsman Mental Health Institute's main campus in Research Park.
Miranda Bernard from Huntsman Mental Health, thanks so much for giving us all this great info. If you'd like to learn more, log on to hmhf.org. That's hmhf.org.
KSL News Time, 6:39. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, it's going to be a little bit slow going if you're trying to get into the valley east from Tooele County, especially at 7200 West as you're coming through Magna. It's going to begin around 8400 West, but it'll clear up a little bit after that, and you should have no trouble getting downtown from there. Also coming out of Tooele County, it really is going to be no problem if you're headed eastbound on I-80. They are working on getting that car out of the shoulder at Wright Brothers Drive exit, but it really shouldn't be a problem otherwise. Taking a look at I-15, things are looking good from Provo to downtown. Still, it's going to be about a 45 to 50-minute commute if you're leaving just about now. Cormac?
Both directions of I-15 also looking really good through Weber and Davis counties, but it does get a little slow as you go from Davis County into Salt Lake County. Southbound I-15 pretty heavy from the north interchange down past Warm Springs Road and just before you get to 600 North. And if you get off at Beck Street, right now just a little congested due to that construction. There are 2 lanes instead of the normal 3 that we see. Eastbound I-80, that right lane pretty heavy as you get out of Kimball Junction and approach the US 40 turnoff. This 4th of July, hit Bear Lake. Garden City welcomes Starship with Mickey Thomas. Plus food, fun, activities, and fireworks. Enjoy a free concert. Visit bearlake.org. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Calling for highs in the mid-90s today, mostly sunny and smoky. Overnight, 67 hazy. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to get a little bit breezy with a chance for thunderstorms and a high of 98. Partly cloudy 93 by Thursday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now, the sun's coming up 66 degrees. Coming up in a moment, we're going to speak with ABC's investigative reporter Peter Haralambous about this second ransom note in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Do police think it's real? More on that with Peter in a moment on KSL News Radio.
Streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. Time for Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com.
The government measures inflation with the Consumer Price Index. The inflation rate is 2.9%, but the rest of us measure inflation in two ways. At the gas pump, and for some reason everybody pays attention to the Tooth Fairy Index. Once a year when it's announced, the survey came out a couple weeks ago, news anchors flap their gums about toothflation. This year the survey reveals the Tooth Fairy is now leaving an average $5.84 per tooth, up 83 cents from last year, putting the toothflation rate at a staggering 16%. Quick math, kids have 20 baby teeth, so this flying pixie will eventually slide $116 under each kid's pillow. Now you have 5 kids. Where are you going to get that kind of money? No, I really mean, where are you going to get it? In my house, we've gone cash free. There's no stash of money hanging around. Late at night, Mom asks, "You got any cash for the Tooth Fairy?" Dad says, "No. Wait, I think I have a 10 in my wallet. Maybe." And boom, kid gets $10. And if this is happening all over the country, kids are making bank and parents are wondering if the Tooth Fairy takes Venmo. This cash crunch makes the Tooth Fairy a lousy gauge of inflation. Look, price is a function of supply and demand. The supply is limited with only 20 baby teeth in a kid's mouth. Demand? Well, what does the Tooth Fairy do with all these teeth? Why does she want them?
You can't handle the tooth.
Who are you? I'm the Tooth Fairy. Oh, yeah.
That's The Rock as the Tooth Fairy in the movie, where they ignore the legend that the Tooth Fairy uses the teeth to build the sparkling tooth castle she lives in. And I don't have to tell you about the cost of building materials, do I?
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Murphy's Law says that if your air conditioner is going to break down this summer, it's going to be when you least expect it and at the worst possible time. And for a lot of homeowners, the fear isn't just the breakdown. It's worrying about what happens next. Is this going to cost a fortune? Am I going to be pressured into replacing it? Can somebody just help me figure out what's wrong? At Any Hour Services, that's exactly what we're here for. Maybe your system just needs maintenance to help prevent breakdowns before they happen. Maybe a part failed and a simple repair gets you back up and running quickly. Or maybe your system's getting older. Repairs are adding up, and you think replacing it makes more sense. Whatever the situation, we'll walk you through your options, answer your questions, and make sure you have the information you need to make the decision that's right for your home and your budget. Maintenance, repair, or replacement, you choose what's right for you. That's how Any Hour Services works. Options, not pressure. Call Any Hour Services next time you need help with your air conditioner. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
KSL News Time, 6:44. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
a former corrections officer will spend the next 31 days in home confinement after admitting to handcuffing his wife during an argument. I'm KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis.
Second, the NBA draft is tonight with the Utah Jazz holding the second overall pick.
Third, traffic and weather together.
Delays on southbound I-15 if you're making your way out of Davis County. That's going to start at the north interchange and stay heavy until the 9th West exit. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hot temperatures and smoky skies today, but a slight chance for storms tomorrow. I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now it's 70 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.
KSL's top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Cuts coming to America's intelligence community. Sources tell ABC that Bill Pulte, the new acting director of national intelligence, has started lots of layoffs. ABC's Karen Waugh is in Washington.
Pulte has promised to cut hundreds of jobs. His appointment by President Trump has faced bipartisan backlash because Pulte has no experience in intelligence. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence has not returned a request for comment, and it was not immediately clear how many jobs had been affected. But sources say the National Counterterrorism Center was expected to be hit hard by the cuts.
In a post this morning, President Trump says Iran has agreed to what he calls, quote, the highest level nuclear inspections. Long into the future, Iran's foreign minister says no visits from international inspectors have been scheduled thus far. Dangerously hot weather settling in over much of Europe, with temperatures expected in the mid-90s or higher for several days. This is ABC News.
Let's go in depth now. Investigators have confirmed the second ransom note received after the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie was potentially real.
ABC News investigative reporter Peter Haralambous joins us live. What do we know about this note, Peter?
Yeah, good morning. This is a tragic update that in many ways has felt inevitable 5 months after this investigation. Law enforcement believes this note was likely authentic. It said that Nancy Guthrie, just days after her kidnapping, died and was buried in nature. Ultimately, though, law enforcement for months was unable to say whether this was authentic. They also were unable to work it backwards to figure out their sender, so that information has been withheld for months. Only now we are learning that they believe this was likely authentic. The Guthrie family, Savannah Guthrie, has said in an interview last month that she believes that note was also likely authentic. And if you look back at some of their Instagram posts, it seems as though they were kind of referencing, saying that they received their message, that they understand, and that they want their mother back so that they can celebrate with her. All of that suggesting that those notes, which initially were uncertain in terms of their legitimacy, were likely accurate, and that Nancy Guthrie died in nature.
Peter, why now at this point is the contents of this note coming out?
Yeah, it appears at this point, one, as more and more time passed, the chances that this note was accurate appeared to increase. The fact that this was one of the initial notes. On top of that, it appears yesterday there was some conflicting information put out there. There were some outlets, more gossipy type news organizations, that had claimed to receive ransom notes of their own, and somebody responsibly published them and put them out there without authenticating them. They put out kind of conflicting information suggesting that that note was actually inaccurate and that Nancy Guthrie might still be alive. I think with that information circulating out there, there was more of a need at this point to kind of correct the record about what more likely happened and prevent the spread of potentially harmful misinformation, especially since this investigation is ongoing. There's still $1 million reward for anyone who has information, and law enforcement is still searching for whoever might be responsible for this tragic act.
Do we know anything more about a potential motive?
Yeah, at this point, this also remains unclear. It remains uncertain why they targeted her in particular. Yes, Savannah Guthrie is famous, but her mother isn't necessarily a public figure. Though, if we go back to the initial note that was received by this television station, in all likelihood, it appears this was an opportunity to make a profit. They were requesting millions of dollars in cryptocurrency and be wired to them, as well as confirmation about her. So I think, in all likelihood, this was just a cash grab. It's unclear, though, why they landed on targeting Nancy Guthrie, of all people. And certainly now that we understand the full scope of this tragedy and how terrible this must be for the family. At this point, 5 months since this disappearance and kidnapping.
Peter, this might be just like a technicality, but did they ask for something? I mean, we're calling it a ransom note when it said that she died shortly after abduction. Did they ask for something in return in the note?
So there were basically two notes within about 4 days of one another. The actual note where it said she died, it does not appear that included any kind of request for money or information. That being said, a separate note received about 4 days earlier at the same television station that appeared to be from the same sender, though they still don't know for sure. That one requested millions in cryptocurrency. So it seems this was initially kind of a hostage scenario, a kidnapping where they were requesting money, though by the time she died, apparently of natural causes, again, she was kidnapped. She was an older woman reliant on medication that was not brought with her. The request for money appears to have been dropped. This note more so informing them of this tragic outcome, and if anything, apologizing, however tragic and horrible it might have been.
Appreciate that report, Peter. Thank you. ABC News investigative reporter Peter Haralambous with us on the In-Depth at 15 and 45.
6:49, traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Things are looking slow on the Mountain View corridor, especially northbound at the 3500 South intersection coming through West Valley City. And if you're taking a look down at the intersection of the Corey Ride Highway in all directions, not far from there, you're going to have a look at 2100 North and Lehigh, where it's going to be slow if you're headed eastbound on the approach to I-15, and it's going to be a little less slow, but still slow if you're heading westbound away from I-15. Once you're on I-15, though, it's going to be smooth sailing all the way from Provo to the valley, and then you're going to get a little bit of slowing as you come through Murray. Cormac?
Southbound I-15 looking really good from Brigham City all the way through Weber and Davis County till you get to North Salt Lake, where you run into the delays as you approach the Beck Street exit, and that doesn't let up till you pass Warm Springs Road and approach 600 North. Pretty normal delays, though, on southbound I-15 there. Eastbound I-80, that right lane, pretty heavy as you approach the US 40 turnoff. Also normal slowdowns there. So pretty good drive through Weber and Davis counties. This summer, Jordan Valley Water asks you to water twice a week or less. It helps our community go into next year in a stronger position. Life is better with water. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, fire danger through the next 7 days. 96 today, mostly sunny and smoky. Keeping smoke in the forecast tomorrow. We've got a slight chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. Could see microbursts out of those guys. High of 98, high fire danger. 93, partly cloudy, 20% chance for shower there on Thursday. Friday, 96, but windy out of the south. Keeping it windy on Saturday, 40% chance for a shower. More winds continue into Sunday, partly cloudy, but a high of only 72 degrees. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now it is 72 degrees, and the 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Of course, we have the primary election today, not just in Utah, but I noticed also in Maryland and New York, and runoffs in South Carolina. So some voting going on around the country.
There's going to be some and this is setting the stage for what's going to be a very busy and likely contentious run-up to November, the first Tuesday in November here in the U.S. for the midterm elections. But we've got Inside Sources live tonight from 7 to 9.
That's going to be cool.
As results start to come in and they can start to project how these primaries are going to end up. And sounds like there's going to be a lot of activity in that first congressional district, especially in the Democratic primary. A lot of people excited to cast their vote on that.
It'll be great to hear Greg and Holly's riff on that tonight as the results come in. Plus, it's the NBA draft.
Yeah, think about that. We got so much stuff going on tonight, and the Jazz with the second pick. We'll find out. Is it AJ? Is it Darren Peterson? Is it somebody else?
Yeah.
We'll know that tonight, and we'll have all that coverage here on KSL News Radio.
This is Nate Orchard from Advanced Window Products. When you live in Utah, your windows do a lot more than let the light in. They protect your home from freezing winters, blazing summers, and everything in between. That's why Advanced Window Products builds every window for your local climate. No middleman, no out-of-state delays, just factory direct quality, custom made for your home. Imagine a quieter home, a warmer home, a cooler home. Our high-efficiency vinyl windows are engineered to lower your energy bills and boost your comfort all year round. And installation is done by our own certified in-house crews, never subcontractors. That's why Utah homeowners give us 5-star reviews. Right now, take advantage of our anniversary sale. For a limited time, get $2,500 off when you buy 10 or more windows. Call 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. For 40 years, Advanced Window Products has been the name Utah trusts for custom replacement windows and sliding glass doors. Advanced Window Products, built here, installed here, trusted here. Call 801-850-9100 for that $2,500 off, or visit us at advancedwindows.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
The Children's Center Utah provides a unique service in our communities by meeting the needs of very young children and their caregivers. Here's a Little Minds Big Hope message from Dr. Kyle Smith, the Children's Center Utah's child and adolescent psychiatrist.
Did you know picky eating isn't always about food? It can be a child's way of responding to stress, anxiety, or change. For young children, emotions show up in everyday routines like meals. Find out more at childrencenterutah.org.
Watching Utah's Money, brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. We're watching gas prices here in Utah. They're slowly falling. Right now, the average price per gallon in Utah is $4.04. AAA reports nationally the average price is $3.92.
Bath & Body Works is teaming up with Ulta Beauty in a hope to boost sales for both companies. Bath & Body Works Signature Scents will soon be available in Ulta stores, including their perfumes, hand soaps, and candles.
AI is being used to help find love. AP reports more people are using chatbots to draft messages to potential matches and interpret messages they receive. So you don't have to turn to your friends anymore. You can say, AI, what does this mean? What does she mean when she says this?
So the message that you're getting is not written by the person, and the way that they interpret your message is no longer...
So maybe we're helping AI find love with each other. And we're just the middleman now.
My gosh.
Some are calling it the new ultimate dating coach.
All right, let's get a look at your money at this moment. The futures are down a half hour before the opening, especially the NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures now down 904. That is 3%. The S&P futures down 107. That's 1 4/10. Dow futures down 233. That's about 0.4%.
Well, we've got southbound slowdowns on I-15 from Woods Cross down into North Salt Lake. We'll get a check of your commute coming up next.
I'm Christian Staples with Arctic Spas. Spring is here, and that means pool time is here. No one makes it easier to have a pool in your backyard than Arctic Spas. We just need 2 days, and you can swim for exercise or enjoy family fun. Arctic Spas all-weather pools continue to be fun all year round versus a regular pool which you can only use during the summer. We make it easy with maintenance-free filters, automatic natural salt water, and automatic pH control. No one wants to spend their time taking care of their pool. We just want to enjoy it, and that is what Water Care Automation is all about. If you're looking for a pool that is easy to install, easy to maintain, easy on the wallet, and you can use it year-round, look no further than Arctic Spas all-weather pools. For more information, check us out at arcticspasutah.com or one of our 3 stores covering all of Utah in Salt Lake, American Fork, and St. George. Arctic Spa, the only spa built for Utah's harsh climate.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
Looking for your next great adventure? Visit ksl.com/win and enter this week's contests. You could win a 4-pack of tickets to the Ute Stampede Rodeo or tickets to see Matilda the Musical at the Sarah Shell Theater. Plus, enter this week's America 250 Getaway, sponsored by America First Credit Union. You could win a trip to Cedar City and enjoy the Shakespeare Festival, courtesy of Cedar City Tourism. Don't miss your chance to win. Visit ksl.com/win today to enter.
KSL News Time, 6:59. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. Here's Cameron Elliott.
We got some of our first northbound I-15 slowing of the day now. That's just going to be before the South Interchange and then a little further up as you pass through 33rd South. Taking a look over at the state roads, we got some serious slowing on northbound Mountain View corridor as you come up against 35th South towards the 201. And on the 201, that's going to be slow. It's heading eastbound at 7200 West as you pass through Magna. Cormac?
A little bit of breakup on the delays on southbound I-15, but it is still pretty slow from 2600 South and Woods Cross all the way down to the Warm Springs Road area. A touch of delays just after 600 North as well on southbound I-15. Eastbound I-80, very heavy in that right lane from Kimball Junction over to the US 40 turnoff. Seeing cracked, curling, or missing shingles on your roof? Don't wait. Save big during S&S Roofing's huge summer sale. From a small repair to a full replacement, SNSRoofingUtah.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
It's going to be a hot one today, 96 degrees with some smoke in the skies from all these fires. Tomorrow we have a chance of rain. Maybe even some lightning tomorrow, 98 for a high. We stay in the 90s through Friday, then 82 on Saturday. Right now, it's 73 degrees downtown.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 7 o'clock on Utah's Morning News. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
And I'm Amanda Dixon. KSL's top story on the 7 o'clock report.
Today
Your voice, your vote 2026.
Today is Utah's primary election day, but it's too late to put a ballot in the mail.
You have until 8 o'clock tonight to get your ballot in the hands of a county clerk through a drop box or by voting in person. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with details. Adam?
Amanda, in past elections, you could send your ballot back in the mail and have your vote counted so long as it was the post office stamped it by election day, but that is no longer the case. Salt Lake County Clerk Lanny Chapman tells me your ballot now needs to be in the care of your county clerk by no later than 8 o'clock tonight.
So what that means is if you turn it into a drop box by 8 p.m. on election night, you're great to go because we can still pick those up. However, it is far too late to turn in a ballot to a post office.
Chapman says so long as you're at least in line by 8 p.m. to drop off your ballot at a drop box or vote in person, you're good to go. This year, you're also going to see a new space on your mail-in ballot's return envelope asking you to write the last 4 digits of your driver's license, state ID, or social security number. Fill it out, but don't stress about it too much. So long as you sign your ballot, your clerk can verify your signature and count your vote. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
So far, less than 20% of Utah voters have turned in a ballot for this primary election. The state elections director tells KSL he expects voter turnout to rise to the mid-30% range by the time polls close tonight. He says primaries do tend to have lower voter turnout than the general election, so this is not too different from what they normally see.
KSL is your home for election results. We'll have updates throughout the day, and tonight we have special election coverage with the hosts of Inside Sources, Holly Richardson and Greg Skortis from 7 to 9. We'll also post updates on KSLNewsRadio.com.
KSL's top national stories this hour. Vice President J.D. Vance has returned to the U.S. after the first few days of negotiations with Iran, and he's optimistic about the progress being made. That includes an agreement to completely open the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Justin Fischel has been following the negotiations.
Iran did get some things up front. They get to sell their oil on the global market right away. That is a big deal. And then it said the U.S. would help set up a fund with Gulf nations to rebuild Iran's infrastructure from the damage done during the war. And that fund will be $300 billion.
Another key part of the talks is Iran allowing UN nuclear inspectors back into the country again.
New security cameras and officers on horseback have appeared near the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool after parts of the new liner started appearing near the surface and the pool filled with algae.
The iconic reflecting pool under tight security, police on horseback, the National Guard on patrol, and newly installed cameras. It's been just 2 weeks since the $16 million taxpayer-funded renovation. The blue paint already peeling. The water green with algae. The pool could soon be drained for repairs. President Trump recently promised the renovated pool would last for years.
You're going to be very proud of it. It'll last for 50 to 100 years before you have to do anything.
He blamed the damage on vandals, but provided no evidence.
They cut it very violently.
He claims someone slashed the bottom of the pool and pulled up the paint.
We have I think 290, 300-foot slit right through it, probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind.
He said vandals were also to blame for the algae blooms.
Somebody said fertilizer in the water. If you put fertilizer in the water, you get algae.
Reporters pressing the president.
National Guard and police have been all over the mall. How would these vandals have gotten so close to do something like that? Do you have any proof of this?
I mean, we didn't have a lot of them then. Who would think that somebody would go into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it?
We've asked multiple agencies, including the Department of the Interior and the U.S. Park Police, for evidence of vandalism. Nothing yet. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
A former corrections officer is spending time in custody after investigators say he handcuffed his wife during an argument. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis joins us live with the details. Brianna?
Andy, James Moon told the judge he had used the handcuffs exactly how he was taught to try and keep things peaceful when she was trying to hit him. KSL reports the judge said using handcuffs in the middle of a heated argument is not what would be advised. Smoon previously worked at the Uintah County Jail. He pled no contest. The plea agreement says in November 2025, he had pushed his wife to the ground in front of 3 children, had one of them get the handcuffs and questioned her for 20 minutes. He'll spend the next 31 days in home confinement, then be on probation for 18 months. Live, Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
A Texas man is facing multiple felony charges accused of running a large-scale auto insurance fraud scheme here in Utah. KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman has the story.
Carlos Garcia Gonzalez was charged yesterday with insurance fraud, communications fraud, identity fraud, forgery, and other felony offenses after police say he acted as a so-called ghost broker. They say Garcia would pose as a licensed insurance agent and collected payments from customers for non-existent policies, earning more than $80,000. At the same time, they say the 38-year-old was defrauding 3 different insurance companies by submitting fake information to make changes to other people's policies. According to arrest documents, Garcia admitted to making the phone calls to change the policies to lower the account holders' premiums. He then said he'd collect tips from the account holders. Police say that ultimately cost insurance companies more than $800,000. Reagan Edelman, KSL News Radio.
First look traffic on the 7 o'clock report. Here's Cameron Elliott.
Well, that crash on westbound I-80 into Tooele County is cleared out, but we're looking at some serious slowing now coming down from Davis County on I-15. It's going to start between the north interchange. It's going to go all the way down to the 9th West exit. I'm Cameron Elliott in the KSL Traffic Center.
The NBA draft is tonight, and the Utah Jazz are getting ready to make their pick. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
The Jazz have the second overall pick in the first round. That's the highest they've had in a while. Back in 2025, they had the 5th pick, and that's how they got Ace Bailey. A.J. Debonsa, Darren Peterson, and Cameron Boozer are expected to go in the first 3 picks of the first round. But who will join the Utah Jazz? The team will be holding a watch party tonight for free. It'll be at the shops at Southtown Mall in the Northeast parking lot. That starts at 5 p.m. And yesterday, the team even teased a special guest.
What's up, Jazz fans? Ace here, and I will be attending the draft party tomorrow at Southtown Mall. Come check it out. Glad to see you guys.
Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
A blockbuster NBA trade took place overnight. The Miami Heat acquiring 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are getting back from Miami 4 players and 3 first-round picks, including the 13th pick tonight as part of the deal.
The Utah Jazz organization is also investing more in youth basketball, and they've created an organization aimed specifically at girls.
The Lady Notes basketball organization hopes to make it easier for girls to play hoops.
I'm trying to manipulate the calendar so that the Bantam kids and club kids aren't playing the same night, so they can pick or choose. Because right now they're both getting on the same night, so kids have to pick or choose one way or the other. Where if we can put them one night of the week and the other one the other night of the week, it helps them.
Lady Notes basketball director Amber Whiting says right now basketball is losing girls to other sports like volleyball and soccer. She hopes that if girls have more opportunities to bond and play together, they'll be more interested in staying on the court. Don Brinkerhoff, KSL News Radio.
We've heard complaints about the cost of tickets at the World Cup, and now there's issues with the cost of food at stadium concession stands.
Concession prices at the World Cup aren't easy for everyone to swallow. One fan from Germany paid the equivalent of $16 for beer in Toronto, 3 times what he usually pays. In Miami, there's a $75 caviar top tray of tater tots and a $40 empanada weighing 5 pounds. High prices for beer, that's a big complaint. For a cheaper memento, in Miami, drinkers can get a beer served in a replica of the World Cup trophy for $30 at Leah Stevenson's Grill Sports Bar.
To be able to have people over at your house and they say, oh, can I get a pint? And you hand them a World Cup trophy as their glass, that's really cool.
In Boston, fans from Scotland are draining the beer supply at Sam LeBlanc's Sam Adams Tap Room.
What I've seen out of them is enthusiasm, generosity, appreciation, and thirsty.
You know, the irony is the actual World Cup trophy's not much bigger than the actual things they'd serve beer in anyway. That was Ed Donahue reporting.
This is the one that cracks me up. People are traveling from all over the world, of course, for the World Cup, and many of them are finding an unexpected love here in the U.S. It's ranch dressing. The condiment has people trying to take it home with them. So much so, TSA is making official statements reminding people that ranch is a liquid and has to go in checked bags. Kraft heard about the issues at airports and is now making a solution, a TSA-compliant ranch. The brand is working on the 3.4-ounce bottle now. No word on when it'll be available for purchase.
They better get it out quick because the World Cup ends next month. KSL News Time, 7:09. Time for a check of traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bang. Here's Cameron Elliott.
We get a long stretch of congestion headed northbound on SR 36 as you come into Mills Junction into Lake Point. It's going to get heavy and slow around Canyon Road, and it's going to stay that way right up until you get to I-80. Once you're on I-80, though, you should have no trouble getting downtown headed eastbound. Heading northbound on I-15, you're just going to find maybe a little bit of small patches of slowing around the 4500 South exit, but it's not going to be anything all that bad. Cormac?
Normal and light delays to expect through Weber and Davis counties. In South Ogden, there's Highway 89 at the Harrison Boulevard and Skyline Drive interchanges, and southbound Highway 89 as you approach I-84 at the mouth of Weber Canyon. And in Davis County, eastbound SR 193 at the Southgate into Hill Air Force Base, still a little bit heavier than normal. Southbound I-15 just delayed from Warm Springs Road down past 600 North, but it's eased up through Bountiful and Woods Cross. Got an old car? Donate it at carsforkids.org. It's easy, and they'll pick it up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS today. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL hourly forecast. Temperatures in the 60s at 7 a.m. with hazy skies, air quality into the moderate and unhealthy for sensitive groups. Smoky skies at lunch hour, temperatures in the mid and upper 80s. By this afternoon, light breezes out of the northwest, anywhere from 5 to 10, gusting to 15 at times. But the temperatures will be hot with high fire danger in the mid 90s. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now, let's see where we are. 73 degrees downtown. The world has a new loudest person, according to Guinness World Records. We'll have that story in a moment on KSL.
The Utah Department of Agriculture and Food is offering farmers relief from the state's emergency drought and freezes with a $6 million relief fund.